Hey everyone, this is Alan from EV News, and today we're going to be talking about the USPS contract that was just given to Oshkosh. But really, what we're going to talk about is MicroVast. MicroVast is the company that will be making the electric batteries for Oshkosh. Now, before I get into this video, I do want to say that I do feel bad for Workhorse. I know a lot of people in the EV industry, including myself, were kind of hoping or really invested or banking on the fact that Workhorse would get the contract. I I know that it was between Oshkosh and Workhorse, and most people had a lot of due diligence and research that was kind of showing that it was going to head to Workhorse. So I do feel bad. I'm sorry if you were invested. I did see that 50% drop today. We're talking about people's money, people's life, their hard work. 50% gone. It's nothing to like laugh at or be rude about or make fun of. Like, this is the risk with investing, but it's also a tragedy, and it's very sad when things like this happen. So my condolences out to Workhorse, but I don't want Workhorse investors to feel like all hope is lost, and I'm going to tell you why once we talk about the USPS contract. So before we get into this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Let's talk about MicroVast. Let's talk about that USPS contract. Let's go.
Before I get into MicroVast, the first thing I want to talk about is the actual U.S. Postal Service contract that will be awarding multi-billion-dollar modernization of postal delivery vehicle fleet. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, that is going to Oshkosh Defense, and Oshkosh Defense will be designing these next generation delivery vehicles, or NGDVs, and they will be delivering up to 165,000 of the US built vehicles over the next decade. Now, if we look at the contract itself, it does actually say that the US Postal Service fleet as of right now has more than 230 vehicles in every class. So this doesn't cover all of its entire fleet, which might leave room for other companies to get contracts. We shall see in the future. Now, the investment is part of soon to be released 10-year plan to transform USPS into the preferred delivery service provider for the American public. It is the electrification of the entire delivery fleet. This is great news for the United States, great news for the electric vehicle industry. I'm so pumped up upon hearing this news. I think it's fantastic. Now, I want to go into a little bit of when we can expect to see these. And according to the contract, these first NGDVs are estimated to appear on carrier routes in 2023. And this will be the first time that USPS actually gets like an upgrade and will be driving, like you can see here, the US built postal delivery vehicle that will drive the most dramatic modernization of the USPS fleet in 3 decades. So our current fleet is outdated, and this is the big push to modernize it, and under the contract's initial $482 million investment. So it's not the multi-billion-dollar part. This is just part one of it. So keep an eye on maybe for other companies or even for Oshkosh, of course. Now, that is part of that's the contract right there. Like I said, the contract is the first part of a multi-billion-dollar 10-year effort to replace the Postal Service delivery vehicle fleet. So one of the world's largest. So this is great news for the United States, great news for investors. Now let's get into MicroVast and how MicroVast connects to this actual contract. So MicroVast, as of February 5th, 2021, so we're talking less than 20 days ago, MicroVast entered electrification joint development agreement with Oshkosh Corporation, and Oshkosh decided to make a $25 million strategic investment into MicroVast, and that is already on top of the $540 million private investment in public equity, or the PIPE investment that was already made as of the actual merger with Tuscan Holdings Corporation, or on the NASDAQ. That ticker, of course, like we had mentioned before, is THCB. And here's that press release right there saying that MicroVast, a leading innovator of EV battery technologies, to list on the NASDAQ through merger with Tuscan Holdings Corporation. So that was on February 1st. I made a quick video. You guys can check that out later. Please do not get out of this video yet, because I have a lot more information to share to you and why I am long-term holding MicroVast and why I believe that you should be doing the same. So like I mentioned, that was only less than 20 days ago when that actual contract came out, or when that agreement came out between MicroVast and Oshkosh. So that's the connection right there. Now, why am I so bullish and why am I very optimistic in MicroVast's future? Well, because MicroVast is best in class in battery cells, has a strong technology pipeline, and anticipated proceeds for pending transaction from Tuscan will allow MicroVast to finance the build out of world-class manufacturing facilities. And this is really right here why I am so extremely bullish on MicroVast. So let's talk about this. So as of February 10th, 2021, so we're talking less than 2 weeks ago, Clarksville, Tennessee lands a $220 million MicroVast plant expected to bring 287 jobs. And this is huge news here for the United States. It's huge news for Tennessee, Clarksville, and it's huge news for MicroVast. So it does say right here, American owned and operated MicroVast Power Solution has decided on Clarksville as the location where it will manufacture electric vehicle batteries. Now, what's actually cool about this is that MicroVast actually has a contract given to them from the Department of Energy. So the Department of Energy announced that they'd be giving $19 million for advanced battery and electrification research to enable extreme fast charging. And part of the requirements is that the 9 selected projects that they chose, they had to have advanced anodes, electrolytes, and battery cell design that can be charged rapidly in less than 10 minutes while still maintaining performance over the 10-year life goal. And you can see a list of all these companies here and universities that actually got the contract. But the big one, of course, that we're talking about today is MicroVast. And they got $1.5 million, which is, if you look at these universities amongst them, it is the largest. There are 2 others that received $1.5 million. And then the other 3 electrification projects here were just like to verify electric drive systems, and those were much larger, like 4.3, 3.5, and 2.2 million. But the big one here, of course, is MicroVast with that $1.5 million. So the Department of Energy is behind it. They're building a U.S. manufacturing plant in Clarksville, Tennessee, and then they have actually already completed their battery factory in Brandenburg, and first production of the actual batteries will be in March 2021. So right around the corner. This is not a time to be selling. This is a time to be loading up and holding. This stock is going. This company, it has only great things in the future, and they have the US battery manufacturing plant, and of course they have now one right outside of Berlin, Germany. So that's really cool. I'm so excited about it. And then let's go to their website and take a look at it. So now you can see here on their website, they do have a Chinese flag, and that is because, and they'll have the Chinese, like you can change this, of course, into Chinese if that's what you wanted to do. You're more than welcome to do that, of course, but of course they do have the English version, which is what we're looking at today. And the big thing is when you click solutions here, this is what I want to talk about today. Their solutions is, of course, in electric vehicle power solutions, and they have the clean city transit, vertical integration, applications, and service, and we'll get into that in a moment. But the cool thing is that it's drive freely, so they're claiming that their electric batteries can be fully recharged in 10 to 15 minutes. There's no need to wait for several hours before you are ready to go. That is key when it comes to the electric vehicle industry. A lot of the complaints and a lot of the like the bearish arguments or the negatives of the EV industry is that it takes too long to charge. People don't want to wait like 2-3 hours before being able to drive. How do you do long-term or long distance travel? How do you make that work? Well, this can really change the way that charging is viewed, and of course ultra fast charging technology is the answer. Of course, it does have a long life as well. It says that the battery will last as long as the vehicle will. It will last the life of the vehicle with no need for replacement, which is essential. And then the last thing is safety. So they have a non-flammable technology when it comes to the actual batteries. So no need to worry about things no need to worry about things exploding or anything like that, catching on fire. So the roadmap, this is really cool. I like this a lot because they're talking about like the electric city bus, the electric taxi, the e-passenger vehicle, and the charging network. And you can read this on your own time. I recommend going on it. Of course, the electric city bus, the electric taxi, the e-passenger, and then the charging network, which is key. So having this ultra fast charging infrastructure will provide a reasonable return on investment thanks to its high efficiency. And that's really what we're looking for. We have the infrastructure, we have the batteries, and of course, in a very wide and diversified field. And one thing that I want to talk to you guys about that's quite different with MicroVast before I go into more onto their website is that they actually also focus on mining, the mining industry. So you can see right there that these vehicles are built by MicroVast, which I find very interesting since a lot of my portfolio is heavy in the mining industry as well. So MicroVast makes these electric trucks, these electric mining trucks. So I thought that's really interesting. I like that fact as well. And then let's go back to their website here. And then another thing is that they're proven record. So they already have a worldwide application. They're already located, their batteries and MicroVast is already located in 19 different countries, over 170 cities, over 28,000 systems in operation. That adds up to over 3.8 billion miles of operation mileage. Their first ultra fast charging battery system came into operation use in 2011 in Chongqing, China. So they are just global, worldwide. Now, how much money have they made? This is a big thing when it comes to all the other electric battery companies out there, whether it's like Romeo Power, Fryer, QuantumScape, and this is what really separates MicroVast more than the rest, or separates them from the rest, is that MicroVast has already generated over $100 million in 2020 in revenue, and that is amazing when you compare it to the others who in fact aren't even talking about having products until like 2024. I'm looking at you, QuantumScape. So I'm holding MicroVast for a long time. I know that this stock will continue to grow and there will be more contracts coming soon. As I mentioned, there's the worldwide application. And then let's talk about a little bit about their technology. So they have that fast charging, and they say right here, MicroVast battery system can be fully charged 100% with 6C rate, so means in 10 minutes. And that is amazing. I mean, in 10C charge, it can be done in less, in like 5 minutes. And that will really change the way that transportation and that the electric vehicle industry is looked at. We did talk about the long cycle of life and their high safety. And then the products that they have, they do the cells, the module, and then the battery systems themselves. So I recommend you guys taking some time and looking into this. Of course, MicroVast is an exciting company. I have been holding my shares since $10.38. I didn't sell after the definitive agreement. I'm not selling after this USPS contract with Oshkosh. And I just know that there's going to be a lot more news and a lot more contracts coming out later. This is why my portfolio is heavily invested into the actual batteries themselves, is because you're just going to have so many more opportunities to have contracts. The vehicle companies themselves, they're looking for the batteries, right? They're just really building the vehicle, right? But the batteries is where the money's at. And then of course, like if you take it a step further, then you're talking about mining, which we'll get into that another day. But I highly recommend you guys take a look at that right now. Here's the passenger vehicle, their technology. There's their battery pack right there. Of course, it does say fast charging, 15 minutes fast charge, long life, driving support, same car life and battery life are synchronized. And then just a little bit of information there. And then right now, THCB stock, or MicroVast's stock, closed today at about $20.59. And right now in after hours, it is up as well. It had this big jump from here. You can see $16 all the way up to almost $23. This is when the news was announced that USPS was giving the contract to Oshkosh, and then everyone just jumped on board to invest into MicroVast. So I recommend holding. You guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. These past couple of days and this last month has been very weird in the stock market. Everything seems to be having a correction. So this is really great news for today, since most people's accounts were probably down today. So let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be holding long term. I know I'm holding long term. So
all right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you guys... All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you got a lot out of why you should be holding MicroVast or ticker symbol THCB out into the future, just like I am. I didn't sell when the definitive agreement came out, and I didn't sell once this news was announced with Oshkosh. I'm going to be holding my shares. My average is at $10.38. So I have no intentions to plan. I am long holding it, and you should as well. I'd like to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Are you going to hold THCB or MicroVast? And where do you think that this company or the EV industry is going in the future? I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See you guys soon. Bye.